Hi, I'm Zach, and I'm a Bal Tshuva, and I go to the University at Buffalo, and I'm from Staten Island. Before about a year ago, September about a year ago, I had not yet Rabbi Baruch yet. I met him through a mutual friend, a different rabbi who's from Staten Island, who I had met through one of my friends. So I had not really known anything about Judaism, other than I had a bar mitzvah, and my mom and I lit Hanukkah candles every Hanukkah, and sometimes maybe like 3 or 4 times in my life I went to my grandmother's house for Pesach. So yeah, other than that, I had basically had no Jewish connection. So when I met Rabbi Baruch Frankel, and we met on campus, he told me about his class that he was teaching on campus, and that he said that there's going to be free food. It's an hour and a half. If you go to all 10 classes, and the one Shabbaton, you could get either $300 or a free trip to Israel or a free trip to Poland. And I was like, okay, sounds interesting. So I decided to show up, just to see what it was all about. And initially, I'll be honest, it was just for the $300. But after the first class already, I was already like super like interested in it, like the stuff that he was teaching, and he brought guest speakers all the time that were giving lectures, and it was like not only was it interesting, but like honestly, my mind was blown from like the first class, and I wasn't even thinking about the money anymore, and I was more getting more and more excited every week, week after week, to see who's going to be like, what was the topic going to be next. And yeah, so that was really awesome. And then eventually I decided not to take the money, but to go on to the Poland trip. So I wanted to go to Israel, but the Israel trip wasn't until the summer. And then I found out if you go to Poland in the winter for a week, you could also go to Israel for a week as part of like an extension towards that trip. So that's what I ended up doing. And that was the one trip, probably those 2 weeks, that changed my life. So during those 2 weeks, I learned so much about Judaism and my heritage and the history of the Jewish people that I never knew before. And basically, I just like really connected with it, and I was so inspired afterwards. The whole trip was just amazing, and I continued learning, and um, I continued learning with my Rabbi Baruch, after I came back to school again for the next semester, and then I started keeping Shabbos. And there's also a crazy story about how I found out I had my own pair of tefillin. Basically, long story short, I had my own pair of tefillin. I had it at home. I didn't know what tefillin was, but apparently I got it on my bar mitzvah, and it was just sitting at home in the back of my closet. And I just decided to clean my room that day, and I found it, and I was like, oh wow, I guess I have my own pair of tefillin. And apparently, it also used to belong to my uncle who passed away. My grandmother gave it to me on my bar mitzvah as a present. Yeah. So what else? And I continued learning. Started keeping Shabbos around March. Decided I wanted to become, observant, and little by little, it wasn't like overnight, but yeah, obviously around like March, April, I started like wearing yarmulke and tzitzis regularly, and it's all really about like the learning, and which I would have never got if it wasn't for Rabbi Baruch. He's a great teacher, and I love learning with him. Okay.